Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, let your breath slow and allow your body to sink gently into stillness. You are safe and calm. The day is done. And now we drift together, not into dreams alone, but into a story of peace and wisdom. The moon rises over ancient fields of golden rice. Bamboo rustles in the wind. A calm voice echoes from the past, a voice of learning of virtue, of a man named Confucius. Long ago, in a land of hills and rivers, of emperors and sages, a child was born who would guide the hearts of millions, not with armies or wealth, but with wisdom, patience, and the quiet strength of good character. Let us gently journey back more than 2,500 years to ancient China, to the time of the spring and autumn period, when warlords battled, states rose and fell, and people longed for order and peace. And in this time of turmoil, a teacher emerged. Tonight, as you rest, we will walk with him from his humble birth to his lifelong mission of teaching harmony, respect, and virtue. There is no rush. Let your eyelids grow heavy. As we begin, Confucius was born in the year 551 BCE in the small feudal state of Lu, in what is now the province of Shandong. The time was unstable, a period when nobles fought for power and the Zhou dynasty's ancient order had weakened. Confucius's family was noble in blood, but poor in wealth. His father was a warrior, but he died when Confucius was just a child. So the boy was raised by his mother, with simplicity and with care. As a child, he was quiet, thoughtful, always watching, always asking. He loved learning. He studied rituals, music, poetry, the ancient traditions of the Zhou. In the dusty halls of crumbling libraries, in whispers beside flickering lamps, he began to wonder, what makes a good person? What makes a society just? Can people be taught to live in harmony? He grew up not in comfort, but in curiosity, and by the time he was a young man, he had made it his life's purpose to become a teacher. He believed deeply that knowledge and virtue could restore peace to the world. In his early adult years, Confucius took government jobs, as a bookkeeper, a clerk, but his heart was in philosophy. He began to gather students, young men eager to learn from his ideas. Confucius taught not only reading and writing, but ethics, manners, the duties of rulers and citizens alike. He believed in 5 core relationships between ruler and subject, parent and child, husband and wife, older and younger, and friend to friend. Each relationship, he said, should be based on respect, loyalty, and benevolence. His teachings were simple but profound. He said, "Do not do to others what you would not want done to yourself." And the strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. But Confucius did not only teach in the classroom. He walked the roads of China, visiting courts and kings, hoping to serve a ruler who would use his wisdom to create a just and moral state. For years, he traveled from one kingdom to another, offering his guidance to princes and ministers. Some listened, most did not. War and ambition were more attractive to many rulers than virtue. But Confucius did not grow bitter. He remained patient, hopeful. "It does not matter how slowly you go," he said, "as long as you do not stop." At night, he would sit by the fire. With his students around him, they would speak of history, of duty, of music and poetry. As the stars wheeled above them, a gentle teacher with a calm heart spreading wisdom in a chaotic world. After many years of travel, Confucius returned to his home state of Lu. He was older now, wise, calm, and still full of purpose. There, he took on more students. He continued writing, reflecting on life, government, and the role of virtue. He believed that the ideal person, the Junzi, was not someone born noble, but someone who lived with integrity, humility, and compassion. His teachings were practical and deeply moral. He said, "When we see men of worth, we should think of equaling them. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inward and examine ourselves." In his final years, Confucius often looked back with sadness at the world's troubles. Wars still raged, injustice remained, but he never gave up his belief that education and moral development were the keys to peace. He passed away in 479 BCE. At the age of 72, his students mourned him deeply. They honored him not just as a teacher, but as a second father, and they preserved his teachings, writing down his sayings in a book called the Analects. These simple lines of wisdom would echo across centuries, shaping not only China, but the philosophies of Korea, Japan, and Vietnam as well. Long after his death, Confucius became a guiding light in Chinese society. Emperors would honor him. Temples were built in his name. His teachings became the foundation of education and government for thousands of years. But Confucius did not want worship. He wanted understanding. He wanted people to care for their parents, to be honest in speech, gentle in judgment, humble in success. He taught that government should be based on moral example, not brute force. And he taught that a peaceful society was made up of good people, each doing their part, each showing respect to others. Even today, Confucius's thoughts echo in classrooms, homes, and hearts. His legacy is not a building, not an empire, but a quiet ripple of wisdom, spreading across time. And now, as you rest, perhaps his words can guide your thoughts gently into dreams. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. You too are on a path. Each small kindness, each quiet moment of understanding adds to the peace of the world. Sleep well, dear listener. The night is calm, and the sage of old smiles from the past.